Nigeria and the world is our home. And if we do not work, together to bring about peace and harmony, then we would be left with nowhere to go.
Uniting the world through spoken word, UN Peace Ambassador Mariam Bukar Hassan embarks on another global assignment.
We take all steps to bring down the price of fertilizer.
Joy of the farmer. Federal government moves to crash price of fertilizer. Aviation safety. Unruly Ibom Air passenger detained in Kirikiri Correctional Center. Hello and welcome to the Network News on the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. I'm Naja'atu Tijani. Joining me tonight from Lagos is Hingino John Adams. And here in Abuja with business and sports news are Musa Abubakar and Ayodeji Makinde. Musa?
Equities market begin the week in positive territory.
Thank you, Musa. Ayo, what's happening in the world of sports?
Well, Nigeria's men's basketball team, D Tigers, are in Angola in their bid to win a second continental title.
Thank you, Ayo. Remember that this broadcast is being streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live. And don't worry about missing any part of it, as you can always watch the replay on YouTube. Do follow us across social media. Our handles are displayed on the screen. And now the news in detail. The Nigerian government has pledged support for the newly appointed United Nations Global Advocate for Peace, Mariam Bukar Hassan, towards promoting unity and peace across the globe. Vice President Kashim Shettima describes the appointment of the Nigerian spoken word artist and peace advocate as well-deserved, being the first person to hold the role across the UN's entire peace and security pillar. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Mariam Bukar Hassan, a Nigerian artist, poet, influencer and peace advocate whose work bridges art, activism and feminism. This visit to the presidential villa by the UN Global Advocate for Peace and her team, Vice President Kashim Shettima noted that Mariam had been consistent in her peace advocacy as depicted in one of her videos that went viral, Violence Has No Religion. Taking a leaf from former U.S. House Speaker Tip O'Neill, who said that all politics is local, Vice President Kashim Shettima pointed out that Mariam's resolve to align with the challenges and aspirations in her home state of Borno is equally inspiring.
God has blessed us with enormous human and material resources, which when we properly harness them, we can really transform lives in this country. Yes, things are tough. But tough times do not last forever, but tough people do. There are some painful decisions taken by the present administration. They were painful. But we are in a process of maturation, of maturity. On behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I want to warmly welcome you and thank you from the bottom of my heart for the great work she is doing for the UN. And most importantly, on behalf of the President, I want to assure you all that the present administration is a pro-youth administration and will do whatever it takes to support your cause.
The Vice President assured the UN Global Advocate for Peace of Nigeria's support throughout her tenure.
Nigeria and the world is our home. And if we do not work, together to bring about peace and harmony, then we would be left with nowhere to go. And I do not think that that is the world that we see. So the impact really I'm trying to make is see how this message of peace can be able to change mindsets. I know that some people will say, but you're just a poet. But poetry is as old as mankind in itself. And poetry in itself might not be able to change the world, but it can change the hearts of people. And when it changes the mindset of people, then the people can change the world.
For the next 2 years, the team said they will be working with other creative minds around the world who will help share information about how they can build peace. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Thank you. We do apologize for any mistakes seen there. Meanwhile, the federal government is engaging the European Union in a roundtable dialogue to strengthen coordination in the cocoa value chain to explore Nigeria's potential in changing the global shape of global agri-supply chains. Vice President Kashim Shettima, represented at a meeting with foreign partners, restated federal government's commitment to strengthening Nigeria's resilience to climate change for sustainable agricultural productivity. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila again reports.
Requirement
strengthening cocoa value chain for European Union deforestation regulations compliance. A Nigeria-EU dialogue mechanism.
How do we get the nexus right? We are opportune for our leaders to have set up National Space Research and Development Agency.
This meeting with these stakeholders is aimed at establishing a foundation for sustainable dialogue and collaboration among cocoa sector stakeholders, contributing to Nigeria's broader agricultural transformation and economic diversification strategies of the Renewed Hope Initiative.
Foreign exchange earners, job creation, all the things that will make sure that we hit our $1 trillion economy mark, the priority that we've given to food sovereignty and to making sure that we accelerate diversification of our non-oil exports under item number 7 out of the Renewed Hope agenda.
We are poised to lead in sustainable cocoa production and agribusiness. Let's forge a new era of strategic partnership where Nigeria cocoa becomes a global symbol of sustainability, becomes a global symbol of strict compliance to the EU DR regulation, while also uplifting the hundreds of thousands of smallholder farmers from where they are, giving them a quantum leap in their socioeconomic status, in their income earning by at least more than 50% as a result of government involvement in meeting up this dual purpose. To me, I call it dual purpose regulation, compliance, and also enhancing the productivity of our farmers.
And recently, Nigeria has come back with many cups. And why not also one coming from repositioning Nigeria as a global competitor in the cocoa sector. Now, this conversation is about also building an ecosystem around the cocoa sector.
A brief presentation of the European Union study on sustainable cocoa traceability and regulations in Nigeria, the Nigerian preparedness on the European Union deforestation regulations. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, is set to commence the commercialization of more than 40 market-ready products and build more than 100 factories across the country in fulfillment of the Nigeria First policy. This was revealed by the Executive Vice Chairman NASENI, Khalil Suleiman Halilu, while taking the Minister of Trade and Investment on a tour of projects and factories in Abuja. Benny Adams reports.
The future of Nigerian industry is taking shape on 300 hectares of land at the Abuja Technology Village. The goal is to transform this vast space into a hub for factories, tech companies, and innovation-driven manufacturing. That is not all. This is as NASENI has also announced the production of more than 40 commercially viable products ready for the Nigerian market.
We are producing the right quality of product for the right price.
A tour of NASENI Tromet Vaccine Factory, Nigeria's first indigenous vaccine and rapid diagnostic factory, reveals a production capacity of 2,000 kits in an hour and plans to export beyond Nigeria. After touring NASENI's innovation hubs and other production facilities, the minister commended NASENI's progressive model of attracting investors and scaling ideas into practical solutions.
When I look at some of the plans coming up, some campus, it's just really amazing. The cutting edge of productivity and scale.
We have at least about 18 of those in other parts of the country, and we intend to do 100 more.
Dr. Oduole expressed pride in wearing and using Nigerian-made products, noting that Naseni's work aligns perfectly with the administration's goal of building a $1 trillion economy through job creation, enhanced GDP, and national security.
And so we're here to encourage, we're here to support whatever they need, including speaking to Nigerians, including supporting their investors. Personally and fully as a ministry committed to solving for foreign direct investors and in particular for domestic investors.
As the government commits to consistent patronage and encourages private investment, the message is clear. The future of Nigeria is no longer an imported dream. It's been built piece by piece. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And on the health front, the federal government says it is committed to ending HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria in Nigeria by developing a sustainable pathway to self-reliance in financing essential health services. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pati, stated this at the HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria generative workshop in Abuja, stressing that for more than 2 decades, Nigeria has relied on the generosity of international partners. Noting also that while these contributions have been invaluable in combating diseases and strengthening the health system, recent cuts in donor funding have underscored the urgent need to reinforce country-led systems and take full program ownership.
Our health sector's journey. It is about safeguarding the lives of our people. It's also about raising our head high as Nigerians, respecting our own sovereignty, taking our responsibility, appreciating our sovereignty, while extending our hands also to partners who respect us. And together we can move further in the spectrum from dependence to self-reliance, and we can build a system that is robust, resilient, and truly responsive to the needs of our people.
I must stress that under the leadership of the coordinating minister, the first thing the government did was to put together a short-term action plan so that there will be no disruption of services following the shocks earlier this year.
Minister notes that the sector-wide approach has been instrumental in coordinating resources, improving governance and mobilizing domestic financing, pledging continued support to Meanwhile, the federal government has arraigned 5 suspects before the Federal High Court Abuja Division over their alleged involvement in the June 5, 2022 attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. The 5 suspects, one Idris Abdul Malik Omeza, Al-Qasim Idris, Jamiu Abdul Malik, Abdul Halim Idris, and Momo Otuho Abubakar, are facing trial for the attack, which claimed more than 40 lives and left more than 100 individuals injured. Arraigned on a 9-count terrorism charge, the defendants, who pleaded not guilty to all counts, are suspected to be members of the Al-Shabaab terrorist group with cell in Kogi State. Following their not guilty plea, Prosecution Counsel Callistus Eze urged the court to order that they be remanded in custody of the DSS pending trial. Defense counsel Abdullahi Muhammad, however, prayed the court to order the DSS to grant the defendants and families and their counsel access, as they have been in custody since 2022 when they were arrested and have not had access to family members and their lawyers. However, Justice Emeka Mwite, in his ruling, ordered that the defendants be remanded in custody. The court then adjourned till August 19, 2025 for commencement of trial. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has addressed the recent incident involving an unruly passenger on Ibom Air flight from Uyo to Lagos. Through his special assistant on media, Tunde Moshood, the minister confirms that Comfort Emanson has been charged to court and is currently being detained at the Kirikiri Correctional Facility in Lagos. Moshood's post or via his handle on X indicates the minister has described Emanson's detention as a necessary measure to ensure aviation safety and security. The action also follows the emergence of a now viral online video showing a heated confrontation between Emanson and a cabin crew member on an Ibom Air flight from Uyo to Lagos on Sunday, August 10. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA's Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Michael Achimugu, advises passengers to familiarize themselves with aviation safety protocols and regulations to avoid similar incidents in future. Now, 2 tankers, one carrying premium motor spirit and other loaded with liquefied natural gas, have reportedly collided and exploded in a ferry crash along the Kaduna-Zaria highway. Lawal Salou Inoa reports that the accident caused a loud blast and thick smoke, leading to fear among commuters and residents in nearby areas.
An unfortunate incident in the early hours of Monday forced many motorists to use only one lane of the Kaduna-Zaria highway. The incident involved an explosion resulting from a collision between 2 tankers, one loaded with liquefied natural gas, commonly known as cooking gas, and the other carrying premium motor spirit, also known as petrol. According to eyewitnesses, the tire of the petrol-laden tanker burst, causing the driver to lose control. The vehicle veered off course and brushed against the second tanker, leading to explosion.
I received a call from Good Samaritan that there's a crash involving 2 tankers that got inflamed. So we immediately rushed to the scene to cordon the area and also divert traffic.
Though there were no fatalities, one of the drivers sustained minor injuries while attempting to flee the scene for safety.
It was only one person that got minor burns on his body, but all other drivers and the motor boys, they were able to move out of the vehicle without any injury.
NTA News observed that part of the Kaduna electricity distribution network along the highway were also affected, as well as nearby farms and vegetation. From Zaria, Lawal Salou Inoa, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. Stay tuned for more reports in a moment. Thanks for staying tuned to the network news on NTA. Former Governor Sokoto State Aminu Tambuwal is currently in custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC in Abuja over alleged fraud. Tambuwal, who is currently a serving senator, is in detention over alleged fraudulent cash withdrawals running to 189 billion naira. The detention of Tambuwal is in connection with the ongoing investigation into alleged financial fraud during his 2-term administration as governor of Sokoto State. Meanwhile, Borno State government says it is ready to partner the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DEPOA, to champion the cause of wounded soldiers and families of fallen heroes. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum made this known at the Government House, Maiduguri, when he received the president of DEPOA and wife of the Chief of Defense Staff, Ogogo, Christopher Musa. Mohammed Goni reports.
The Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, an umbrella body uniting wives of officers of the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Police, is in Maiduguri for the launch of the Thank You Troops campaign, an initiative aimed at showcasing the sacrifices of frontline troops and offering support to the wounded in action, as well as families of fallen heroes. Governor Zulum, who declared himself a champion of the campaign, reaffirmed his administration's commitment to supporting the troops and their families.
It's not easy, and despite what has happened to their colleagues, we still see them working diligently to serve the government and people of Nigeria.
The DEPOA president, Mrs. Lilian Musa, briefed the governor on activities lined up for the Thank You Troops campaign and thanked him for his support to the military and families of the fallen heroes.
Your Excellency, sir, the truth is that no medal, no plaque, and no ceremony can ever truly equal the weight of the sacrifices our soldiers and security operatives make daily.
She emphasized that the success of the campaign depends on the collective support of all stakeholders and appealed to the state authorities and the public to key into the initiative. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
In the early hours of this Monday, residents of Yelwata community in Guma local government area of Makudi blocked the Makudi-Lafia highway over alleged renewed killings in the community, leading to gridlock on the federal highway. Moses Ajao Ode has an update.
Right at Yeruwata community in Guma local government area of Benue State. Yeruwata is just a little bit above 40 kilometers away from Makudi, the state capital. And as you can see, the situation has been brought under control with the effort of the men of the Nigerian police force and other security agencies. And you recall that on the 13th of June, just about 2 months ago, over 200 persons were killed in this community. And just as the government is trying to ensure that the normalcy returns, just yesterday, about 3 persons were killed. In fact, some of the bodies have just been evacuated to the morgue. And with me here is a women leader of this community.
Come, chop anything, nothing there from here. Anything they chop, all of them. She can't carry children, woman, ma. She carry her kid.
This morning, now we come here gunshot. As the thing happen, so that they no gree enter. Now mopo they enter, go pursue those people. Carry the dead body come. Now make we block those say unless no soldier leave this place. We don't need soldier.
Because the first batch have been done. This is the third batch. Maybe the last batch may be a total killing and burning. We need other security agents.
It took several hours for the security agencies to dislodge the protesters from the highway. According to the DC Operations Okon Asukwo, the Nigerian police force is determined to collaborate with sister agencies in the fight against insecurity in the country.
As you can see, it was women that were protesting. We cannot use force, to disperse them. I want to thank the government officials that were here, other security agencies that were here. We dialogue with them, we talk to them, we persuade them. At the end of the day, as you can see, the road was clear. The situation here in Yeruwata at the moment is calm and the road is now accessible.
From Yeruwata in Guma local government area of Benue State, Moses Ajao Udi, NTA News.
Thank you for that update, Moses. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has urged the media to work with security agencies to combat fake news, hate speech and divisive narratives. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the minister stated this in a message at a workshop in Abuja for information and public relations officers organized by the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Office of the National Security Advisor.
Era of information-driven society, effective communication is a strategic tool for managing public perception, countering negative narratives, and upholding peace and national development. This necessitated this training for these information managers from the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Federal Information Chapel.
Without security, freedom of expression cannot thrive. This is why we are committed to strengthening the partnership between the ministry, our information chapel members, and the security agencies like the NCTC.
Our goal is clear: to equip government information and public relations managers with innovative tools, tested approaches, and a deeper understanding of the evolving communication landscape so that they can respond with credibility in countering terrorist and violent extremist ideologies and narratives.
The Director General NTA Abdul Hamid Salihu Dembus represented reaffirmed the station's commitment to promoting good governance and national development.
Our unwavering commitment to the restoration of peace in Nigeria is iron-cast. So far, our platform has remained that of projecting the truth and avoidance of over-sensationalism of security threats and issues, while engaging in the propagation of ideals of peaceful coexistence towards maintaining national cohesion.
The theme for the event is Empowering the Messenger, Innovative Approaches to Public Information in the Face of Security Challenges. The workshop is aimed at ensuring that participants are vigilant stewards of peace and national security. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Thank you, Ismail. The revival of various entrepreneurship institutes by the Kano State government is a strategic step towards addressing social vices and improving the socio-economic well-being of youths. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf stated this during the distribution of empowerment packages to 1,130 graduates of 6 entrepreneurship centers. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
It was a moment of joy for another batch of 1,130 youth in Kano as they took a significant step towards becoming entrepreneurs. The celebration followed their graduation from 6 recently reopened institutes specializing in horticulture, livestock development, driving, informatics, film and fisheries. Each graduate received an empowerment package tailored to their field of training. Not only the beneficiaries, guests at the event expressed appreciation to Governor Yusuf for the initiative, expressing hope that it will serve as a sustainable solution to youth unemployment in the state.
All these institutes, except the fisheries and film institutes, are graduating their second batch of trainees.
Governor Yusuf described the program as a strategic effort to unlock the enormous potential of young people, empowering them to become self-reliant, productive, and innovative contributors to Kano's economy. The initiative, he believes, is also expected to help curb youth restiveness linked to joblessness. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Now, President Bola Tinubu has appointed Rinsola Abiola as Director General of the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center. Ms. Abiola, an expert in strategic communication and government relations, previously served as Senior Special Assistant to the President. Similarly, President Tinubu has appointed Nasir Bala Aminu Jaoji as Senior Special Assistant. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says the federal government is making steady progress in all spheres of the Renewed Hope agenda, mentioning economy and security specifically as evidence of the remarkable feat. This came shortly after a closed-door session with ministers of finance, budget and economic planning, as well as the presidential media team at Imo Lodge in Abuja.
Hearing every day the positives coming out of the economy. All the rating agencies in the world are rating Nigeria's economy better now. It is not yet Uhuru, it is not yet El Dorado. We all know that it's work in progress, but there is a great indication that the progression that we want, the direction that we want the economy to take, that the Mr. President has fashioned out, we are going exactly in that direction.
Idris says the Tinubu presidency is working closely towards achieving $1 trillion economy and urges Nigerians to be patient as there's light at the end of the tunnel. If smallholder farmers, as the bedrock of Nigeria's agricultural sector, can no longer afford fertilizer, food security then hangs in the balance. To prevent such a situation, the federal government redefines the future of the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative to ensure quality control, affordability and accessibility of fertilizers. Neka Oko brings us details.
The rising cost of fertilizers is not just a challenge for farmers. It is a national issue that affects food prices and economic stability. This is why key stakeholders in the fertilizer ecosystem are in dialogue to confront the present challenge. With the Minister of Finance Incorporated, Murphy, leading the charge in collaboration with the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority. The mission is to review progress of the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative, identify challenges in the industry and propose solutions to address them.
We take all steps to bring down the price of fertilizer through economies of scale, through domesticating the production of the inputs, and steps are already being taken to ensure that we achieve that.
What I'm proud to say is when I reflect from 2016 to today, those challenges have substantially been confronted together as an industry.
The Presidential Fertilizer Initiative is said to have revived over 80 blending plants and delivered more than 90 million bags of affordable fertilizer. In Abuja, Nekauko, NT News.
For more fertile news from the business desk, let's join Musa Abubakar. Musa?
Thank you, Naja. Still talking fertilizer. For many Nigerian farmers, a bag of fertilizer now costs around 60,000 naira, a figure that bites deep into their profits and threatens the nation's food security. But a bold step is taken by the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, to transition the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative, PFI, to the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, paving the way for new strategies aimed at lowering cost, boosting supply, and ensuring that every farmer can access affordable fertilizer. At the annual PFA Stakeholder Forum, NSIA Managing Director and CEO Aminu Umar Sadiq called the transition a testament to years of innovation, shared vision, and bold reforms.
It was a sector of largely 4 blending plants, is now a sector of 92 blending plants. Reflect on what has been a program that has had a requisite impact, that has moved the needle, and has played a fundamental role in the agriculture value chain in Nigeria.
In 2016, the PFI boosted blending plants from 4 to over 90, delivered 128 million fertilizer bags, improved food security, and created 100,000 jobs. Now, under Murphy, it will focus on new technology, wider reach, and greater private sector participation. And now to stock market, the Nigerian exchange rolled into the new week with the bulls making an early statement on Monday's trading floor. The all-share index climbed to 145,880.77 points, lifted by renewed appetite for banking, industrial, and consumer goods stocks. Investors came out in force, sealing 40,435 deals, pushing more than 2.11 billion shares across the trading floor, racking up a turnover of 19.40 billion naira. Market capitalization surged to 92.29 trillion naira, reflecting growing optimism as portfolio managers position for earnings season and possible macroeconomic tailwinds. The season ends with 41 gainers and 40 losers. With this powerful opening, the NGX sends a clear signal. This could be a week where the bulls set the pace and the bears are left in the dust. Well, that's it. Najai, back to you.
Thank you, Musa. Still closely related to the agricultural world, Vice President Kashim Shettima has expressed sorrow over the passing of former Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Chief Audu Ogbe, saying Nigeria has lost one of its most visionary leaders. The Vice President describes Chief Ogbe's death as an irreparable loss to Nigeria's agricultural transformation drive and national development trajectory. The Vice President led President Bola Tinubu's delegation on a condolence visit to the family of the late former Minister of Agriculture, noting that late Ogbe's contributions to food security and rural development will forever remain etched in the country's development histories. Prayers were offered for the repose of the soul of the deceased. We'll take another break now. Stay tuned. You're just in time for sports news with Ayo Makinde. Ayo.
Thanks so much, Najatu. Let's begin with basketball, where hoops competition will hit major streets in the country, as former D-Tigers player Yusuf Abubakar and his team of scouts are in Nigeria to unearth the next rated stars of the slam and dunk game. This comes of outstanding performance by the women's national basketball team D-Tigress, following a 5th consecutive continental title, just as their male counterparts begin their quest for a 2nd title in Angola. In a visit to NTA Sports 24 in Abuja, NBA basketball school Dubai coach Yusuf said, having had the opportunity of playing in Nigeria before pursuing his career abroad, time to bring back opportunities for younger generation of basketballers in Nigeria is now.
Back home to do a camp and a tournament for boys and girls, and inviting coaches from abroad to see how I can help these kids stay off the street and see how I can help them pad their ways.
It's important for us to outreach people out there, just show them that through basketball we can do better, and we can build a better future.
It's a generational shift. It's a generational shift because he was picked from here. He grew, played in international basketball, played in national basketball, and today he's coming back home again to develop some other young ones.
Moving on to football, Super Eagles head coach Eric Schell has declared that his side will be going all out for maximum points when they take on Sudan in their second Group B fixture of the African Nations Championship at the Aman Stadium in Zanzibar. Nigeria suffered a narrow 1-0 defeat to defending champion Senegal in their opening match, leaving them in a must-win situation to keep their qualification hopes alive and avoid early exits. Assistant coach Akin Oluwokere with the Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan is dead after he collapsed during a training session earlier on Monday. In a statement by the Oluyole Warriors, the team expressed deep and profound sadness over the demise of the tactician who was recently appointed as an assistant in a bid to push for a top 3 finish in the league next season. Oluwokere was a regular with Sunshine Stars of Akure before he picked up his coaching badges. That's your sports. It's back to Najatu.
Thank you, Ayodiji. And on that note, Sports Update concludes the network news on NTA. Thanks for being a part of our bulletin.